If you can pay less in taxes now, even if that depreciation is recaptured later upon the sale of the asset, that gives you additional time to invest and grow the money you have otherwise paid towards your tax bill. So this is why it's imperative that you take advantage of that 100% bonus depreciation while it's still available. Hey everyone, Suzy here from Adventurous Real Estate Investors. Today, I'm coming to you from Park Garcia, Santa Bria. And I am sorry if I said that incorrectly, but here is a cool view of it all. But so where is this park, right? And why do I love it so much? So this park is in Santa Cruz in Tenerife. And Tenerife is part of the Canary Islands, which is part of Spain. It's really lovely here right now. Michael and I have always wanted to come here, so I'm glad we got a chance to. And just to give you a little glimpse. But this park was named after the mayor at the time. And the park is pretty big for being in the middle of a city. It's more than 67,000 square feet. And it has like 13 sculptures all around it, which is really cool. But one of the really cool things, which will pop up here in a second, is that like when you walk into the park, there's this whole floral clock and it blooms all year round and it's huge. And initially I looked at it and I was like, is that the right time? And it is. So super, super cool. But what am I here to talk to you about today? So what I want to talk about is bonus depreciation, because I'm sure if you haven't heard of it, that's okay. But for those who have, it's like 100% bonus depreciation is ending this year. And why is that important? And what does that mean? And so what I want to talk about is that when you are a limited partner, like a big reason to invest in real estate is because of all the tax breaks. So when you get like your K1 because you've invested into a deal to be able to give to your tax advisor, your CPA, whomever, like you might see that there is a loss on your K1 and you think to yourself, wait a second, why is it losing money? And that is an excellent, excellent question. So the magic of a K1 is that it includes accelerated and bonus depreciation. So in other words, even while you're receiving cash flow distributions on an ongoing basis, K1 can show a paper loss, which in most cases means you can defer or reduce taxes owed on the cash flow you've received. How cool is that? And granted, everyone's situation is different, and I am not a CPA. And so this might work for some and not for others. So please, 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 you make sure that you consult with your tax advisor or whomever before you take this 100%, because again, I am not a CPA. But the tax benefits of a real estate syndication are completely different than those in a REIT. And so that's something to really think about when you're trying to decide, do you want to be in a real estate apartment with others or do you want to be in a REIT? And so let's give a little history on bonus depreciation and where it all came from. So when the Tax Cut and Job Acts went into effect in the beginning of 2018, it ushered in the golden age of bonus depreciation for those who were already in real estate and then for those who are now in real estate, right? It's a really great thing. So prior to that, the bonus depreciation amount that someone could take for qualified properties acquired during a particular tax year was much lower. So after it passed, it allowed investors to take 100% of that bonus depreciation on certain types of fixed assets, including commercial real estate, which is something that, Michael and I talk about often because we love real estate, we love apartments, all of the above. And so, which is all the things that we love. And bonus depreciation, though, this year is the final year to take that at 100%. And so next year, it'll go down to 80%. The year after, it'll go down to 60%, and so on until it's all the way to 0%. So I'm going to give you a quick example of 50% versus 100% bonus depreciation. So let's say that we buy a commercial multifamily property before the end of 2022 for $60 million. If we take that straight line approach to depreciation, it means that we can depreciate the cost of the building in equal portions over 39 years, which is the depreciation for commercial properties. However, through the power of cost segregation, we can show that certain elements of the property, so you can do flooring, you can do light fixtures, anything in the building, really, but like you just can't do the land. It can all be depreciated over a shorter lifespan. So let's say that these additional elements qualify for accelerated depreciation and they come out to 25% of the asset, or $15 million, which is a lot. So with 100% bonus depreciation, that means 100% of that amount, so the full $15 million, can be deducted in the same tax year when the property is acquired and placed in service. Like, that is huge and that is super, super amazing. But the remaining $45 million would then be deducted in smaller increments over the life of the asset. So now this is where the magic comes in as a passive investor, right? This is where you get all those great tax deductions. But so let's say the total equity needed for the property is like $18.5 million. This includes the down payment plus any reserves, funds, the intended business plan, etc. If the cost segregation can show that the $15 million of the overall asset qualifies for that accelerated depreciation in the first year, that means that the total depreciation amount would be roughly 80%. That is huge. So if you were to invest $100,000 into that syndication, you would receive a K-1 showing a paper loss of roughly $80,000, given that the current allowance of the 100% bonus depreciation. That's huge, right? And think of what you can do with that, especially if you're trying to offset something. But so let's pretend it's at 50%, right? So before it was 100, now it's 50. So now we're at $40,000. This is a huge difference of being able to write off $80,000 versus $40,000, right? Think if you had the opportunity to write off an extra $40,000. And that's very significant if you have passive activity income, or if you're a real estate professional, right? Like, those are things we really want. We really look for that depreciation and what we can offset our income with. But again, check with your CPA to see how you can benefit from all of these, because this is huge. But this is the last year. It could be extended. Nobody knows, but it is a great time to take advantage of this. And you don't want to lose out on that opportunity cost. So if you can pay less in taxes now, even if that depreciation is recaptured later upon the sale of the asset, that gives you additional time to invest and grow the money you have otherwise paid towards your tax bill. So this is why it's imperative that you take advantage of that 100% bonus depreciation while it's still available, because you want to be able to offset that tax bill as much as you can, right? I mean, I do. I know a lot of other people would do, so why wouldn't you? But thank you for listening today. If you like that, please smash that like button below, and don't forget to ring that bell so that you get notifications on when I put out new content. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you get to spend time at a park today. But until next time, explore more. Adventure awaits. Woo!